Hey guys, how's it going? I'm that socially awkward gamer you probably forgot existed, otherwise known as IAmPattyJack. Welcome to Forced Showdown. This is a first impressions video where I'm going to be telling you exactly what I think about the game. Before we do that though, I need to disclose that I have worked with this developer in the past to promote some of their titles. I helped them promote the original Forced game back when I was with Necessary Gaming, which was a now defunct YouTube network, and I've had a couple interviews with them. I would say I have a semi-professional relationship with the developer. Just so you know, you deserve to know that in case you think I'm biased or whatever. So, if you're still here, let's go ahead and talk about the game. And we'll go into the gameplay right away as well. So, Forced Showdown is a Diablo-style, top-down, game show arena, collectible card game, and roguelite thing. It's a mishmash of many different games. And I'm going to do my best to explain exactly how everything works. It's really interesting, actually. So basically, most of the game is this kind of arena-style, like game show-esque thing. So what you do is, you go through a bunch of different little arena fights, and after you go through like 9, you get to fight a boss. And then when you beat that boss, you go out and do the next one, which are like a bunch of different arena fights, and then you fight the boss, which gets randomized to a certain degree every single time. And then you go in, fight the main boss, and then you go through the next phase where you do the same things, with like other twists and turns to it as well. But the cool thing about it is they've introduced this almost Hearthstone-esque card game mechanic to it. So we'll go into one of my card decks here, and if you play Hearthstone, you're going to feel right at home with this. So basically what you do is when you go into your arena games, at the start of every round you have a certain amount of mana that you can spend on cards. So you start out with 1 mana in the first arena. Then as you get to the second one, you get 2 mana, then 3 mana, then 4 mana, kind of like turns in Hearthstone. And then you also get cards, you draw cards, you can use them in everything. You get a variety of different things. So the things I have in my deck right now are like things like gain 1 more mana, so I could play another card earlier, or gain a random upgrade card, it costs 2 less mana, which is kind of like the Unstable Portal in Hearthstone, or the Squire Puff, gain a Squire Puff ally, if it survives the round you get 15% damage increases, which is really cool. So basically that one like spawns this little puff thing that if it survives the round, then my character gets a bonus. And then there's really expensive and cool things like Blooded Crows, like you get a 25% chance to critically hit something. Lots of different types of cards, and you can craft your own decks and everything. There are a huge variety, and I've only just started unlocking some of the cool ones. So yeah, if you played Hearthstone, you are right at home. But the best way to show you how this works is obviously to play the game, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go into the first one because that's probably the best one to show you exactly how everything works. And we're going to use this guy. I've played with this character most, and I've tried this guy a little bit. But as you go through the game, you unlock 4 hero characters, kind of like the heroes in Hearthstone. And these guys all have their own little abilities and different ways that they attack everything. You also get little companions. We're just going to stick with Xiao Long right now. I actually haven't tried this guy yet. Let's see, he gets a broad melee area strike with 15% lifesteal. Oh, that's kind of cool. This guy's more of a long-ranged one. And if he gets damaged, then he gets to, like, teleport away, which is also really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start the game.
You won't regret this. Welcome to yet another exciting round of Forced Showdown! The only show in the galaxy with lives on the line. As always, the rules are that the contestant must fight his way through numerous titans, earning points along the way. Tonight's show will be The Crucible. At the end of the hall stands the ultimate challenge. Wrath the Burninator!
So you're going to notice that this aesthetic is really interesting to start everything off. If you've played the other Force games, you might feel right at home with these ones, with all these aesthetics and everything. It's very, like, pseudo-fantasy, pseudo-sci-fi almost. And the sci-fi elements come into play in a very different way. Basically, this entire thing is a game show, so you can see these cameras that are constantly, like, flying around me. That just kind of simulates, like, hey, this is a game show. People are watching you do things. So what you do is, every time you go through these, you get to choose one of these 4 different, like, challenges. And then once you do 2 of them, then this one unlocks. And then when you beat this one, you get to go through this door and go into the next area. And you keep doing that until you beat the entire thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and choose one here. And everyone has like its own specific rule to it and its own specific boss as well. And these do get randomized, so you can play through it again and get something completely different. So let's go ahead and do Laser Leash. That's a pretty standard one. Okay, so basically every time you go through one of these arena challenges, you fight a boss. There are a finite number of bosses in the game, but they do get randomized along with the maps and enemy varieties as you go. And you also get like different little bonuses and everything. So in this particular one, my bonus right now is Laser Leash, which is a beam that connects you and your companion, dealing 8 damage to the enemies it touches. So as long as my companion's alive during the round, then there's this like laser beam that connects us, and it will do damage to anything that touches it, right? But because I have this bonus now, then there's going to be extra enemies in the level. So you can either get bonuses, or you can get like whatever, what's an anti-bonus? I don't know, a hindrance? We'll call it a hindrance, because my brain just died. If you take a hindrance instead, basically it just actually gives you less enemies to fight. So there's like a little bit of strategy and a little bit of preference into how you want to kind of play everything. Okay, so welcome to the meat of the game. Basically, again, if you've played Hearthstone, you're going to see a lot of almost odd similarities to this game. When you start the arena round, then you get to mulligan your cards. So you can choose which ones you want to keep and which ones you want to get away. We'll probably get rid of the shock helmet for now and see what we get. Actually, no. We'll keep the shock helmet but get rid of minor heal, because I don't really see myself taking a lot of damage very early on. And then we're going to get another random card out of that. Alright. So, right before you start the round, you get to play your cards. Whatever you have in your hand and you have enough mana for it, you can play. So right now, this is the first arena, so I have 1 mana. So I can play this card if I want to, which I'm going to, because it gives me a random upgrade card and costs 2 less mana. Very similar to Unstable Portal in Hearthstone. And we got, plus 35% attack speed. That's kind of neat, so we'll hold on to that. And then once we've done all that, we just click our hero, and we start the arena round. So here we go. And now it turns into a top-down style. Oh! Okay, I did take damage. I was not expecting to do that. Ah. Yeah, at this point it kind of just turns into this top-down style Diablo-esque RPG, like, fighting action RPG. And I'm probably going to do terrible, because trying to talk while playing this is actually a little bit difficult. There's so many things going on at one time in the screen. So now, basically the objective is to beat everything in this arena area. And once you do that, you move on to the next arena, and you keep going until you get to the boss arena. So now that we've gotten to the second one, we've gained another mana. So we can play either higher level cards, or we can play more cards. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the bomb drone, because that's a consumable item, which you can actually use during the arena fight. There we go, so we have a bomb drone now. And what we can do with that is we can send it to go damage some random thing on the map, which is obviously, like, useful. So we're going to do that probably right away, because it'll probably take out one of these low-level enemies, which means we have less things to fight. So here we go. You gotta watch out for these guys, because they... Ah! That was a rocket. I swear I'm not this bad at the game, by the way. It's just... It's harder than it looks to talk and play this, because there is a lot of things that you have to be watching out for. There's a ton of different enemy varieties in the game as well. So many things are going on. There we go. So again, we beat this arena, and we can move on to the next one. Oh great, there's those electric things. Those things always beat me. Those things always kill me. We'll take the minor heal, because I have taken a bit of damage, which is pretty good. Okay. So, the thing I really like about this game so far is it runs really well. I'm at a constant 60 frames. It does seem to be capped there, but that could also be my recording software. You never really know. Eh. So with your character, you get a basic attack as well as a secondary attack. And the weird explosion thing you saw me do was the secondary one, which is like the right mouse button, sorry. Uh-oh. And depending on who you're fighting, you'll get things like that thing that just dropped on the ground. And when that happens, oh, hello. Oh, I don't want to get backed in a corner by these. Whoa. What happens is each individual boss that you fight has these kind of environmental effects that they'll drop on the ground, like those weird exploding fire hydrants, or whatever they would be. So that one is one that this specific boss uses. Other people will drop down like missile turrets, or say like orbs that kind of gate you into an area, and just kind of like mess up the map in some odd way. Okay, so we're going to take back in our card phase again. We'll take fusion power because that gives our explosion secondary attack a lot more oomph to it, which is always nice. Yeah, so basically I get my regular attack, and you can see them down in the bottom left corner. So my regular attack is like this beam attack. My secondary attack is overcharge, which will explode things, and my ultimate ability is invulnerability. Albeit it's only for 2 seconds, but it can really save your ass sometimes. So it's kind of like pseudo-MOBA-esque as well. I would say this game is less MOBA and more like Diablo style though. But it's definitely got some elements in there. Okay, so now we've seen a new enemy variety who just killed himself because they're not exactly that smart. I wouldn't say these... Oh, God. Woo! These guys are all blowing each other up. Things are getting cray right now. Ah! Now I'm just dodging missiles left, right, and center. Yeah, so all the levels are randomized. Sometimes I find that I get into really easy ones, and then there's ones like this one which you get extremely crazy, extremely fast. But that was still fun as hell. Like, this game is extremely fun to play. And I'm someone who's not super, like, who's not really into top-down style games. It has to be, like, really entertaining and really good and offer a lot of, like, neat things to do. And I think the thing that's really keeping me playing this game so far is the card mechanic. Because I'm a huge Hearthstone player, and having this, that, like, the feeling that my character is constantly being upgraded is, like prime. Fantastic. Okay, let's do... Yeah, I'll take Fists of Fury, get the attack speed bonus, and we'll take some more bomb drones as well. I haven't been using my bomb drones, which is... Someone's probably really angry at me, but like, why aren't you using them? Because I really should be. There we go. That probably took out like half the enemies. Your character can get a little bit overpowered, but that could also be because I'm only in the first show, like the first like game show segment, and it does get a little bit harder as you go. Here we go. Ow. That one was a little bit less crazy than the other one. Oh man, more of those rocket guys. I'm not okay with that. And we'll take the plus 80 health. Sounds like a good idea. Ah! So some enemies will be staggered when you're hitting them, and others won't. Like these guys I don't think can shoot me if I'm hitting them. But as you just saw, I was hitting the other one that drops down the kind of pylon, and it will hit me. Alright, that guy's down. Let's take out this guy. So yeah, there's a decent amount of strategy and skill involved in this game. Knowing what enemies are going to be attacking, when they'll attack. There's a degree of kiting in the game as well, like when you trigger enemies to actually attack you. I love it when enemies just hit each other. Makes me laugh every time. There we go. Like, yeah, this game it combines so many different styles of game to it. It's so hard to pin it down and say, like, oh, it's this style of game, because it's a card game, it's an arena game, it's like almost a MOBA, almost a Diablo game, kind of like a roguelite experience, you know, it's got like, the levels get randomized. There's so many different things in the game, and it's really interesting. We're gonna take even more health, because I keep getting hit, and I don't want to anymore. I've never seen this enemy before. What is this? This is a new one, man. Ah! This is throwing me off my game now. These ones that are spinning around these like, rockets, kind of like an amusement park ride. I've literally never seen these, and I've beaten this entire episode before. That's very interesting. So I guess, yeah, they just, like... I guess they just have that circle, and they're firing lasers down, and you have to avoid it. Eek. That's really interesting. So, I've been through this entire segment. Like, I've gone through every phase in this episode. Right now, there's 3 episodes that you go through. And I'm encountering new enemies as I go through the second one. As I go through it, like, for a second time. That's really neat. We're going to take even more dual bots. We're going to take some dual bots as well. What those do is they give you, like, these little, like, turrets that go around you for a while. It's really interesting. I love them. Alright, so now we've gotten to the final part of this arena, in which you face the boss. Ow, I don't want to be taking damage from that. So you fight the boss, and each boss has their own, like, style of attack and things that they'll... and, like, phases they'll go through. I don't want him to be hitting me at all right now. Okay, so I've blown him up, but he will be coming back. I've beaten this guy a few times now. Ow, got hit. I got hit by the turret. I might not beat this guy. Ah. We're gonna take out our dual bots here as well. Don't want to be getting hit by his rocket there. That seems like a terrible idea. Ow. Oh god, I'm probably gonna die here. Aw, man. If I take one more hit, I'm down. Whew, I almost got hit there. Oh, crap. Don't want to be getting hit by these things. Oh no, I'm dead. Ah. So this game is, like, slightly difficult as well, you know? It's like, yeah. This is the second time I've died on a run now. And on the first run, at that, too. I mean, granted, I was trying to, like, talk and explain what the game was as well, which definitely contributed, but... yeah, this game is, like, difficult at points, and it does get randomized, so sometimes you just run into things that you can't beat, or you don't play the right cards as you go through the arena, so you're underpowered when you get to the boss. There is a degree of, like, random to the game, but I'd say it's probably, like, 90% skill-based. And once you die, then your entire run is done. So basically, I'd restart this run, and then I'd have to go through, like, all the phases again to go and beat it. And so it's kind of like roguelite in that aspect. Anyways, yeah, that's Forced Showdown. I rambled about this game because I was trying to concentrate when I was playing it and still be able to tell you about it. Honestly, it's a really fun game. I'd highly recommend checking it out. It runs really well. It's got a really cool style to it. The art styles are great. It looks good. It's got some really cool ideas with, like, the Twitch streaming aspect of it. It's really fun, too, you know? And that's the biggest question people have when it comes to games like this. Like, okay, I could drop $15 on it, but is it fun? Yeah, this game is extremely fun. If you really like arena-style games or roguelite experiences or even Hearthstone, this is a game that you might be wanting to check out. I feel like this game has a very good future, especially in kind of the streaming aspect and the Twitch world. A lot of people are going to be trying to speedrun through this game. There's a lot of replayability to it with the different bosses that you're constantly fighting. Tons of neat things to do. If you're interested in this, you can go check it out on Steam, and I am PattyJack. I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.
Patty, you have such amazing style. Where do you get it all?
Well, as you may have noticed, I'm constantly decked out in my own shirts because it makes me feel better about myself. You can feel better about yourself too by ordering my merchandise at awkwardapparel.spreadshirt.com. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, phone cases, buttons, coasters, and more. I'm wearing it all right now.
How do you wear a coaster?
No questions! Just go to awkwardapparel.spreadshirt.com today.